Hello and welcome to the Weekly Mac. Christmas is just around the corner, so our main topic today is traditions. We'll talk about it with David Pinto and Agnès Busquets, artistic director and actress in the theatrical hit Paul Davant y Paul Darrere. Soul singer Clarence Becker will be singing for us on our stage. And finally, a high-end party with gifts, crackers, suggestions and many laughs. Make yourself comfortable and get ready to practice your English while having a good time with Marcella Topor.
Welcome back, and we start our last show of the year. And today's Weekly Mag is very special, and we are going to dedicate it to a perfect topic for this time of the year, which is tradition. We'll talk about the Christmas holidays, of course, but we'll also talk about other traditions. For instance, we're going to dedicate our first interview to a play that is already a tradition on our billboard. I'll introduce you to our guests in just a few moments, but first, let me leave you with a glossary of words that will appear throughout the interview. Pay attention.
Paul Davant y Paul Darrere is an example of slapstick comedy, a simple type of comedy in which the actors behave in a rough and foolish way, involving silly, noisy and exaggerated physical activity. Still speaking about theater plays, we find dress rehearsal. It refers to the final rehearsal before a play is performed, in which the cast wear their costumes and the lights and the scenery are all used as they will be in the first night. One of the characters in Paul Davant y Paul Darrere is a realtor. A realtor is a person whose job is to sell houses, buildings and land. And we finish this glossary with an adjective, charming. If you describe someone as charming, you mean they behave in a friendly, pleasant way that makes people like them.
When a play is a success and it is staged every few years, I think we can say that it has become a tradition in a city's billboard. It has happened in Barcelona, where the staging Noises Off, called Paul Davant y Paul Darrere here in Catalonia, has been released again, and for the 5th time. And today we have here two members of the team responsible for this play. The assistant director David Pinto and the actress Agnès Busquets. David and Agnès, welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. So tell me, why do you think this play is having such a huge success?
Well, I think it's becoming a tradition because I don't know. It's very funny.
Yes, it's the perfect comedy.
Yeah, it's a perfect comedy, and I think people is very happy to see each time and with another team.
Yes,
No?
they connect easily because it's humor.
The truth is that everybody likes this play.
Yes, because the slapstick, it's always working. The doors, the objects that goes up and down, and the rhythm, and it's also a really white humor.
And it's like a symphony, you know. Humor and music are very close. The comedy and the music, and it's a perfect partiture, no?
Yes.
Of humor, and I think that's why it works so easily here, and because it's an English comedy, and I think Catalan and English humor, it's very close. The way we understand the humor, the rhythm of and the way we laugh about things and about ourselves. I don't know.
Yes.
And the thing I'm trying to say, each time it's done by different team of actors, and people here, as a small country, love our actors.
Yes.
And it's interesting to see the same thing, but done with another
Yes.
team. Yeah.
Well, the play was released in 1982 in London, and the title of the play, as we mentioned before, is Noises Off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why this title in English, you think?
He knows very well.
No,
Who's in
at the
charge of
beginning,
this answer?
I've discovered recently, at the beginning, I thought that Noises Off was a sort of, please, everyone be silent. And a few weeks ago, Alexander Herold, our director,
Yes.
told us that it's a notation that it's written in a Shakespearean text.
Really?
Yes, noises off, it means noises off stage. Things that happens without the audience
Perception,
Okay,
no?
so
Yes.
exactly.
They cannot
that the audience
see it.
cannot see.
It's
But it
off stage.
exists.
Exactly. For example, the battles, when I think that the first is in Macbeth, that there's a battle or an argument outside the room, and it specifically says, noise is off. Because they say, they are talking about the Count of Connor, and everyone's like, and it's written like this. And the play, it's named Noise is Off, and the play within the play, it's named Nothing Gone.
Okay.
They rehearse a play that it's called Nothing Gone, and we title here Enséñame la
La
sardina.
sardina.
Oh.
Very
Show us your sardine,
subtle.
or show me your
Exactly.
sardine.
Very subtle, yes. Okay,
It's a sex
so
comedy.
Yeah.
it's a sex
It's
comedy.
a sex comedy. The
Okay.
play that they are rehearsing, it's a sex comedy.
With all its topics.
Yes.
Well, we can see you wearing a very sexy outfit in this play,
Yeah.
actually, no?
She's
Yeah.
the sexiest.
Yeah, I'm the sexiest, as you can see. Yeah, and yes, I wear a body. I don't know how you call it in
Yeah,
English.
it's a sort of.
It's like well,
Lingerie.
yeah, lingerie,
yes.
very sexy, just for having sex, and because she goes to this house with a man. Just for have sex, but they don't have sex because there is always happening things.
He's a realtor that shows
Something's-
houses and,
Yes.
and puts her in the house.
A complete
Yes.
chaos.
Yeah,
no?
it's a chaos. Yes, and
So you play two roles. You play Vicky and Vero.
Vero, yeah.
no?
It's an
Tell me more
interesting-
about your characters.
yeah, it's an interesting thing in this play because you have two characters. It's the actress who plays the play,
Yes.
and the character of the play. But they are both very similar because.
Really?
In
Yes,
her case.
yeah, in my case, it's Vero. It's the actress. It's a actress, but it's not a good actress. It's a girl who wins a beauty contest, and she did in the past some course of theater, but. She doesn't know how to act.
So we are talking a very quite superficial.
Superficial,
character,
yes, and a very limited actress.
I see.
And she only do the things that the director says. You have to move there. Okay, I move there. And you have to look that. Okay, I look.
She uses just one rail.
Just one rail, but it's very interesting in the play. When, as an actress and as a character also. And
So
the
she,
difficult.
she only memorizes. She doesn't improvise. And
Yes,
she sticks
and,
to the
and
director's
that's the thing, the
orders.
funny thing in the play, because when all the company need to improvise,
She stays put
she's
there
with-
in
just
her train.
and yes,
She's
and
useless.
She doesn't see anything. She doesn't hear anything. She have to. If he falls something,
She doesn't react.
no, she didn't react. Yes, she saw, but
Okay.
she doesn't
that's
react,
funny.
and that's very funny because it creates a very chaos situation, and the other characters, it's like, but
What is she doing?
what is she doing?
Let's see. So this is like a story within a story, a play within a play, like you guys said before. Tell us more, a little bit more about the plot.
This is 4 a.m. The day before we premiere, and they are having this tech rehearsal. I mean, no, dress rehearsal,
Okay.
if we say it properly. And it's the last rehearsal that they have until they premiere. But all the company thinks that they are in the tech. They say, and when they know that this is the final rehearsal, they say, what?
What?
We thought that there was just one rehearsal left. And the director, who assists in that rehearsal, says, no, 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 this is the general. Tomorrow, okay, well, let's do a thing. Let's think that tomorrow it's the dress rehearsal, but please, let's finish the rehearsal because it's 4 in the morning.
Yes.
And this is the first act.
Yes.
We learn the play, and the audience knows about the characters because they have
The
some specific
presentation, yes,
exactly
of characters.
It's an introduction of the play and the characters. We know Joana, who is played by Lloll. We know
Bertran, yes.
yes, Lloll Bertran. We know Miquel Sitjà and Agnès, Vicky and
Guillem.
and Guillem.
No,
It's a Castilian
Alfonso,
name.
yes, because
Alfonso.
because
Alfonso is Lluís.
Lluís és veritat, quin embolic.
Because this is really chaotic. The play, it was translated. We are doing a new version of Pel davant I pel darrere, and the last version happened in London, and the names were in English. There was Mrs. Clackett and different Squire and Hackman, blah blah blah, and now it happens in the Sierra Madrileña.
Yes, and all the names are Spanish names.
Yes, in a really
Very
castizo way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
There is like an in crescendo, and at the end of the play, people are just
the second act.
laughing non-stop, no?
They break chairs.
Yes.
They
the
break
theater.
chairs.
Yes,
Really,
yes.
in London, on Saturdays, that usually you have two
Performances.
Thank you. They have in the theatre of London. They have no time to
rebuild
the chairs,
to repair them.
because always are 4 chairs broken.
Okay, I
Yes.
see. And how come?
Because the people
Because
start.
they cannot, because
They look like hens.
it's like una montaña
Yes,
rusa.
an in crescendo,
No?
exactly.
And it's whoa, 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 but with no fall.
That's a really good therapy, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
People forgot all his problems and all.
Agnes hasn't lifted, but when we see the show from the audience, it's absolutely fantastic to watch the people laughing because they are on stage and they cannot see the reactions. But there are 2 or 3 moments in the second part of the show that suddenly people just jumps off the chair and says,
Okay, so I haven't seen it, but I really want
Yes,
to come.
You will love
the
it.
Until when can we see the play at Teatre Borràs?
Until after Christmas, sure, and
Yes.
all January, I think.
And if it goes really good, probably we'll continue.
We continue.
We'll run through.
Yeah.
All right, we are having a short break, and we are also welcoming our collaborator, Sergi Cervera.
Do you remember the first word you learned? Well, some people remember the first Catalan word they learned, and we wanted to know it. It's funny. Wait and see.
Our guests today are Agnès Busquets, actress, and David Pintor, assistant director at Pel davant I pel darrere at Teatre Borràs. And coming up just now, another actor and collaborator of the Weekly Mag, Sergi Cervera. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. Well, I know you've done a lot of research about
That's what
plays.
I do with the show.
And you do it very well. Plays that have become a tradition.
All right, yeah, because today's show is about tradition, and I just want to start like singing like tradition, tradition, tradition. When are we doing the musical, The Fiddler on the Roof? I think it's never been performed here in Barcelona, but there are a lot of plays that has been performed for a long time, and that's the list that I just brought you for today.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Let's
because
hear it.
when you start a project, normally the creators of the project never know how long is gonna, the longevity of their project.
That's
And
right.
for sure, some of the people that I just brought you today, they never expected the success, because we're talking about success when something is being performed over
Yeah,
and
sure.
over and over again. So, first question for our guests today. What do you think, which one do you think is the longest play, the long-running play ever performed?
Yeah, in Barcelona.
No, worldwide.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like on Broadway?
Wow.
exactly.
I'm
Worldwide.
sure you know it.
You have to know.
Well,
We have a lot of
some in mind.
expectations on you right
Phantom of the Opera, Les
Nobody said
Miserables.
nobody.
now. That's in our top list.
Evita. Evita, it was performed for like
Miserables has dit ja, no?
Mi-
also
Miserables
The
in the
Mousetrap
There you go. There you go.
by Agatha Christie.
Well
There you
done.
go.
Well done.
44
The Oscar goes to...
Two.
46 years, 48.
Wow.
No, 64 years
No.
young.
Wow.
I remember the marquee a long time ago. It says something like 45 years of success, but I guess I'm quite old. So
Just a bit. So the story is quite interesting because this is a record-breaking play and it's been performed 26,000 times on
Wow.
the stage. So how would you feel if you would be performing the same character 26,000 times on the stage?
Wow.
but please tell me that
Dead.
no actor has performed the whole
No actor has
performance.
performed. But in one of the original, I mean, I think it was in the original casting, but for sure at the beginning, it was Sir Richard Attenborough, the director of Gandhi, the feature film,
yeah,
and
yeah.
for the people in my generation, John Hammond in Jurassic Park.
Yes,
He was in the
Attenborough.
original casting of the Mousetrap. And it's been, I mean, there is another record, which is Maisie Monte and David Reven, both made history performing the same character for 11 years.
11
Day
years.
after day. 11 years.
It's like Nina in Mamma Mia. She performed it like for 5 years or 6 years, and it was like incredible.
That's incredible. Right now, they change the whole cast every year, which it makes, I mean, it makes a difference because it's like, I mean, I've seen the Mousetrap so many times, but I want to see it again to see which is the new
Well,
cast.
our director, Alexander Herold, he directed Noises Off, bueno, pel davant I pel darrere, for 13 years, 30
Yes,
years, no?
30
30
years.
years, yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I have some information actually, so about Noises of Pel davant I pel darrere. But after
Okay.
that, as he mentioned it, the second play and the first musical in our list, he already mentioned it, which it was. There you
Phantom.
go, correct. So a question for you. How many, I mean, like, the Phantom of the Opera has been done since its release in 1988. So how many times it's been performed? And I'm going to give you 3 options. Option A, 34,000.
We win the car.
Exactly,
Go, go.
exactly. But we have an option B, which is almost 13,000. And the other one is less than 5,000.
Okay, let's see.
I mean,
Chan,
it
chan,
has been
chan.
performed in Japanese, in
That's not the question I
Spanish.
asked. Just kidding.
A, B, or C?
I would say A.
Wog,
No.
wog, 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 B, almost 13,000.
13.
Okay.
But
Well,
counting
that's a
all
lot.
the
That's
a lot.
still a lot.
It's still a lot. And we have an award for him. We have a glass of water for him.
No, some neules, no? Come on.
Come on. He tried and he did it well. He
The
have a lot of
chocolate one.
information. Yeah, that's right. And if
And
do you,
yeah,
do you want
I
me
think
to
we still have
introduce-
time for another one.
then it's gonna be Noises Off, Pel davant I pel darrere.
Okay,
I
okay.
think, I'm sure you know the story, and you will tell us about, but it started as a 8 minutes television sketch on the United Kingdom
Yes.
television.
We knew it.
Yeah, that's right? And well, so they made that sketch on television, and the producer of the television, it was a charity event, and they performed that 8-minute sketch, and the producer loved it so much that they went straight to the writer and said, like I buy you the rights for the whole piece, and the writer
Yeah.
said, like, I still don't have the whole piece, but I will have it. And that
Michael
was,
Frayn rehearsed the play, a small piece that it was in a show named The Two of Us, and it was called Chinaman. And
It's the second act.
no,
It is in the se-
it's not
it's in the second act.
This Chinaman was a play done by 2 actors, an actress and an actor, and they performed like 5 or 6 characters.
Ah, sí,
And
sí, sí.
there are a couple that has a dinner, and they perform all the people all the guests in the dinner. And Michael Frayn saw the show from behind
Michael
and
Frayn.
say,
That's
It's
wonderful.
interesting.
A wonderful play.
Exactly.
And it
We
was
were
noises
going to
off.
make a lot of money with that idea.
Just so pel davant i pel darrere, Noises Off, a Teatre Borràs. Just tell us in a few words, why should we go and see this show?
We have an advertisement.
Exactly. Sell the
Called
laughs.
laughs, and lots of laughs.
Okay, we
That's
got
the
that.
only thing.
It's
like-
crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's
fun.
crazy.
It's
yeah.
insanity.
Yeah, no, it's and you forgot or your life for
It's a-
for
it's
2
a perfect
hours.
You're
machine.
miserable, man.
Your miserable life, and
Very well said, very well presented. So shall we go?
Yeah,
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it. I saw the previous version. We have done that play a lot of
Whoa.
times here, actually. First time in Barcelona in 1985, re-released in...
Oh my God.
Oh, yes!
Hi.
Who is this guy?
I know.
Now my life is
Don't
not
tell me this
miserable.
is Mark
Again.
Roderick.
you have
Not anymore.
No, Mark
What
is
have
gone.
you done?
Mark is gone. I escaped Santa's lap hand.
Thank God.
Well, he's not
I know.
usually
I'm on the
dressed
run.
like
I was on
this,
the run.
okay? So,
So where are
well,
you
Mark,
from,
I am
really?
really impressed.
I just escaped Lapland. It was like getting out of North Korea.
I wanted to
Mark
go
is
to-
not here this week.
Okay,
All right. He's
gone.
so
He's not
you
here
remember I
this
told you before that we have a mystery question for you, and it will be presented by Mark Broderick, and that's him.
It's my evil twin. It's
Well, a
my
kind
evil
of
twin.
Mark Broderick.
So I'm just sitting beside
Well,
him.
actually, this week you don't get to pick it because it's Christmas. I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
How about that? I'll pick him for you.
I have to thank
Okay,
you
Mark.
because
Okay.
you are
Well,
making me look serious right
well,
now.
That's good. That was the point.
That was the point.
Yeah, yeah. The tall
Well, I think
elf.
I've just recovered from the shock. So now.
We love the socks.
Yeah, look,
Yeah, the
green,
socks
everything
are great.
socks, of course.
So, Mark, would you like to explain our guests what these questions
Sure.
are, what they
Normally
should do with them?
the people pick the questions themselves, questions about everything and anything, but because it's Christmas, I'm going to pick them for you.
okay, go.
And then I'm going to
Because you
invent
wanna
what's
show.
inside.
You want to show yourself.
Of course, I have to stand up.
Okay,
He's like
be
the world's
careful,
tallest
be
elf.
careful, we don't want any
Okay, let's
accidents.
see. There's one green, one for you. Let's see. Red, colors of Christmas, one for
Okay,
you.
thank you.
And Sergi,
Oh God.
pink for your more feminine side.
Thank you. Yeah, it matches.
You have to open now.
Okay.
Couple.
Yes, who's
Yeah,
first?
sure. Open
Yeah,
it up
okay.
first. And you can
David
read out
goes
what's on
first.
it.
Can I read or not yet?
No, this gentleman here first.
Uh-huh.
So what should I do? Read it out loud and then,
And then you have to answer the question.
very honestly.
Yes.
Please.
Honestly,
What's the worst nightmare you've ever had?
A giant elf that attacks you in your room, no?
No. It's more silly.
And that?
Sillier than that, come on.
It's sillier, yes. I used to have a friend in Manresa
Oh Christ.
whose
right.
name was Uriol, and he had a room next to the dining room,
Okay.
and there was a small television, and there were poltergeists on it,
And you went
and I
inside
saw
the
the
television.
Indian character. It's an evil character in the
Okay.
show. Things like this, and I don't remember. And I dreamed of this Indian during years, and it appears in my room. I was like sleeping, and suddenly I felt the Indian there, and it was like all sweaty, and I said, "Please go."
Go away. How,
It's-
how old were you when this happened?
It happened during lots of years, I guess. I mean, from 8 to
42?
16 or something like this.
That's terrible.
It was horrible. This Indian, and now if you see the Indian and says, why I was scared of this
The Indian is retired now, and now you have Matt.
I'm going to haunt your dreams for the next 42
Yes,
years
I think
of your
you're
life.
my next nightmare.
The nightmare during Christmas.
Okay.
There's
right.
this two mustache thing.
Agnes
Yeah,
now.
it's,
really
it's,
scared.
it's creepy,
It's
right?
a little bit creepy, it's like
A little
talking
bit.
lips.
Okay, let's
Now it's
listen to
better.
Agnes.
okay. When was the last time you got angry and why? Okay, I'm sure it was driving, because when I drive, I
You got
transform
mad.
myself,
You what, sorry?
and I
transforms
I'm
herself.
transformed.
You transform
Yeah.
yourself.
But she
Yeah.
tells
Into
the
what?
story. She tells the
Into a-
story with a charming face. She said, like, I just get mad sometimes when I drive. No,
I have a machete just to
have a
like line up and just in case.
I've
just
killed
in
some
case.
people.
Yes, no, I think that
In the kill
one-
room in Manresa.
because I carry my angry for like you know, when you get angry in the car, and then I had to say that, and then why I don't
You
go
swear?
down.
You swear as well?
Yeah, it was because
It's Christmas, you can't swear. Mother.
Yes, she can.
No, you
She's
can,
our
you
guest.
can
She
say
can swear.
mother funker.
She never swears.
Motherfucker.
No,
Funker.
the terrible thing is that I was with my kid in the car, and
You see the charming face again.
and I was in the car, and suddenly the car beside me, and he invites
Your space.
my space, and I have to go up the
On the other lane.
on the
Footpath.
Yes, and then I go like
Any serious injury or
like
any old lady
I
killed? or-
devil fast to see the face of that
Okay,
man
wow.
and say, what are you doing? And he becomes Boja. And me,
That's
and me,
terrible.
what?
What?
It's you that you cross my way.
Cut me off.
Yeah.
And it's Boja tal. And I was so angry, and at the end, my argument was with my child here. And then, okay, Pep, you
Don't
have,
do
you
that.
don't do that, okay?
don't
Don't
do
do
Yeah,
that.
this is not the way.
That's
Mommy's
not the
doing
way.
that because
Okay.
she wants to show you what you don't have to do.
Okay, we'll try not to be around Agnes when she's driving. Okay, and now let's move on to Sergio.
Let's see. I didn't open it until it was the time because, you know, to
Yeah,
don't do
yeah.
the same mistake that I do all
I
the
don't
time.
know, you'll be on Santi's naughty list if
I
you
was
did.
trying to be legit and to be serious this time. If you were reborn, what period would you want to be born in and why?
Oh,
Good
nice
question.
question. I
Good,
wanted
good,
that.
good
Yes,
question.
and
I would,
wanted that.
I would love to live in early 20th century. You know, everything when everything was starting. You know, planes for the first time, movies, photography, everything.
Great Depression.
The Great Depression, for
Depression.
example. Yeah, absolutely.
Second World War.
The Second World War. I would
A
love
time of happiness
a
and
time of
joy for
happiness
so
and
many
joy.
people.
Nazis in Germany, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly,
Some
it was great.
excitement around, and in the United States, just because I
In the
like-
United
in the
States.
United States,
Of
everything
course.
was funnier. Yeah, funnier.
You don't
yeah.
drink, so
Sober in
Yeah,
the 20s.
prohibition.
No, because it was funnier to go and grab some drink. You know
In
what
a
I mean?
in a
If it's
speakeasy.
forbidden. Now it's legal, so it's not that fun.
Well, that's great. Sergio, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
see
me.
you next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Mike, don't leave, Mr. Elf.
I have
Yeah,
no
stick
intention of
around.
going anywhere.
Don't know why.
I'll see you later with Matthew. Yeah, as usual.
Okay.
And Agnes and David, thank you so much. Break a leg.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, with the show. And I hope it continues after Christmas as well. And Merry
hope-
Christmas.
and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Of course. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And in our tips, we are focusing on words related to Christmas. By the way, one of these words is crackers. And today we are having crackers at the end of this special show. Do you know what crackers are? Well, if you don't, pay attention to our teacher Helen Armstrong because she's going to explain it.
Hi, today we're talking about my favourite time of year, Christmas. You probably know some vocabulary already, like Father Christmas, reindeer, Christmas tree, but I'd like to tell you about a tradition in the UK called Boxing Day, which is celebrated on the 26th of December. Traditionally, this was a day where very rich people would give boxes of food to their servants. But today, we generally lie on the sofa, watch television, because we've eaten too much, especially candy cane, which are candy, which is in the shape of a walking stick. We also decorate the tree with it. Another thing we have are crackers. Now, these are cylindrical cardboard things that we have on the table. During lunch, we pull them with another person, and they make a bang. Inside, there's a toy, a joke, and a paper hat that we have to wear during lunch. We also decorate our house with mistletoe, which is a small plant with white berries. And the tradition is that if you stand underneath it, you have to kiss the person next to you. So we also drink something called mulled wine, which is hot wine and spices, which is absolutely delicious. But it's a little boozy. So that's why we generally sleep on Boxing Day. Boozy means that there's alcohol involved. So get in the Christmas spirit, everyone. Bye.
The first words we learn in a language are always curious because of their randomness. Sometimes they don't make any sense, and sometimes they are the result of confusion. However, this exercise of looking back and thinking about the first Catalan word someone learned is always good fun. And this season we have asked different participants in the program about this issue, and this is the result.
I can't remember what the first word I learned in Catalan was, but I do love all of the names of the foods, like alfàbrega and pastanaga. I think they're fun.
My friend, who I met in Dublin, but he's Catalan, Let's, and he taught me, me agrada el teu gos. And then he was like, me agrada el teu cos. And I was like, ha ha ha, a dog in the body, that's great. And he's like, don't say that everywhere. Be careful if you're saying I like your body or I like your dog.
I remember there was a book by Alan Yates called Teach Yourself Catalan. So I opened the book, which I eventually bought. I opened the book, my first contact with Catalan was a sentence which said, estic disposat a sortejar la cabra. And I thought, hang on, I'm going to some kind of weird rural society where they raffle goats, so that was quite funny, my first contact with Catalan.
One of the first words that I must have learned here was vale.
The first word that I learned in Spanish was pueblo, and in Catalan is poble.
And also guapa. So when people talk, they say guapa a lot, and I found that very nice.
Catalan. T'estimo. I think adeu. Yeah, so like in terms of adieu, adieu. I think it's maybe the first thing, oh merci, merci, adieu. But it also comes a little bit from French.
Okay, my first words in Spanish were actually dos cervezas, because in Belgium there's like a famous guy, Tom Waas, who has made a clip, a video movie where he sings dos cervezas por favor and things like that. So these were my first words, which were also useful in Spain.
I can keep up with these changes.
We are happy to have here with us a very special voice, Clarence Becker, a real soul man. In a few minutes on our stage.
'Cause I don't know anymore. Where do you think he's gone?
In today's e-speaker section, we are traveling to England. This is the fourth of the home nations, part of the United Kingdom, and also the most populous, as 84% of the total population of the UK lives there. This is a great, wonderful land, full of history and a pioneer of parliamentary democracy. And Sam Purnell tells us more about it.
Hello, my name's Sam Purnell. I'm 26 years old and I'm currently living and working in Barcelona as an English teacher, and originally I'm from Bath, which is a city in the southwest of England. Well, England and the UK is very, very green, especially compared to Barcelona and Catalonia and Spain. But also, there's a huge sort of variation of things to do. I live in the southwest of England, but compared to the Lake Districts or the Peak Districts, it's completely different, and there's so much to do in England. And there's also some fantastic beaches as well. I think that's something that we often don't get the credit for, but we have some lovely beaches on the coast of England as well. Whenever you ask people from Barcelona, where have you been in England? Always, like 99% of the time is London. And London's great, it's really fantastic, but I don't really need to recommend London because everyone knows about London, and there are other really great places to visit in the UK. I'm from Bath, so naturally I'm going to recommend that you go to Bath. And Bath is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really pretty, so I do recommend that you go to Bath. It's famous for the Roman baths, which is now it's a museum, but it was originally sort of a selection of baths created by the Romans using heat, natural heat from the bottom of the city. Another place I went to recently was a place called Glossop, which is just outside of Manchester, on the edge of the Peak Districts. Gorgeous walks, great country pubs, really, really nice. Weather's always a little bit iffy, but really, really nice. I really recommend it. I would say someone called Ralph Allen, and I'll say him because I went to a school that was named after Ralph Allen, and he was a businessman who lived in Bath. He is very, very famous because he worked in lots of quarries, obtaining a specific type of stone that's really famous of Bath. And if you walk around Bath, you'll see this beautiful Georgian sort of neoclassical architecture, and it's all made of this Bath stone that's very famous of Ralph Allen. So that'd be the first person I would say. Another person is Jane Austen, who's really famous of Bath, the novelist, and there's a really nice museum as well in Bath that I recommend people to go to if you go to Bath. England always gets it's got a really bad reputation for food, and I think it's a little bit unjustified, because always people say, the only thing that you like, the only thing you have is fish and chips. Having said that, my favourite meal is probably fish and chips, because I absolutely love it. But also we have lots of other types of food as well, like cream tea, which is a scone, and then you have some clotted cream on it, with a little bit of jam, with a cup of tea, absolutely gorgeous. And also we have different types of food as well in England. For example, like South Asian cuisine, we do fantastically well. So like Indian food, we have so many really great Indian restaurants all over the UK. That reputation that Brits have, I think is probably true. Like we enjoy that sort of that dry, sarcastic sense of humour, sort of famous from Monty Python and Fawlty Towers and like The Office. And I think it's probably true that we have that, and that's probably my sense of humour as well. I think also something that's quite sort of exclusive to English humour is the ability to ridicule ourselves and each other. That's something we always do. We're always ridiculing ourselves and each other, up to the point where, like, if you're not from England, if you're not British and you go there, I think you'll just be surprised and you'll just think, why is everyone insulting me? But that's just kind of like, that's our sense of humour. We do like ridicule each other, and it's always sarcastic, it's dry, it's ironic, but that's just what we do. It's just our sense of humour. One really strange tradition that happens in Gloucester, or just outside of Gloucester actually, close to where I was born actually, is this cheese rolling event where lots of people go to the top of this hill, and there's this big sort of huge roll of cheese. It's massive, I don't know, it's like 4 kilograms or something, it's humongous. And then everyone basically has to chase this cheese down the hill. And I think the cheese gets like a 5-second head start or something. So then there's just this huge sort of block of cheese just rolling down the hill, and everyone's just chasing after it. People like jump on it to try and help you go down the hill. It's really bizarre. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and I have absolutely no idea why it happens, but we love it, and yeah, I really like it too, to be honest with you.
And our music is already a tradition in our program. Let's respect traditions and move on to music time. And our guest today has a deep and vibrant voice. He was born in Suriname. However, at the age of 6, he moved to Amsterdam. In the 90s, he achieved success under the name of C.B. Milton as a singer of Euro house music. He was later rediscovered by a producer of the music project Playing for Change, songs from around the world, and now he lives in Catalonia. Clarence Becker, welcome to the Weekly Mag.
Oh, welcome. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho,
and
ho.
I see you haven't come alone today.
No, I brought the best guitar player in the world.
Really?
Mr. Rubio.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Rubio.
And
yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Clarence, I can see that you came prepared today for this show. You're wearing a very nice hat.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, it's Santa. Santa brings around the Christmas joy, and we're Santa's helpers. You know, we bring
I
some nice
see.
music and Christmas joy. That's why we wear
That's
that.
excellent.
Yes.
We are very happy to have you here. But first tell me, 100 million displays on YouTube of this song, Stand By Me. Tell me more about this project called Playing for Change.
Well, Playing for Change was originated by Mark Johnson.
Who is Mark Johnson?
Mark Johnson is a music and film producer from California. And he went around the world filming musicians on spot and connecting them through music videos. And Stand By Me video was one of the first one that he recorded. And he came here in Barcelona in 2006. And I was here, I was performing on the streets in Porto Angel. And so we met through Pierre Minetti. And Mark Johnson asked me if I could perform on the video Stand By Me. And so I did. We did that in an Ocupa in Barcelona, in Reina Amalia, in French Ocupa. Well, we recorded that, and 2 years later, I got a video.
Record, a video.
Yes, the video. And we put it on in my computer, and we saw the footage of everybody all over the world, and it was just
Brilliant,
amazing.
no?
It was fantastic.
Tell me about this experience of yours of being a street singer.
Being a street singer, well, you know, I come from the dance world. I had successes in Holland and actually the rest of the world with dance music. Send me an angel and dance around. And I actually got a little bored of it, and I wanted to play real music. So then I actually went around the world, started learning playing guitar. And when I came from my world trip, I had a sabbatical. When I came back from that sabbatical, I was thinking, do I want to go back into the dance world? And I chose that I didn't want it to. I wanted to create and try to learn more of the real music. So for me, to explore that was to come in Barcelona and play on the streets.
Was
And
it a positive experience?
It was absolutely a positive experience.
What's the best thing you learned from this experience?
To be very close to myself, and to always remain very close to myself, who I am and what I am. In the music world, you can get lost in everything. You can get lost in the money. You can get lost in the fame. You can get lost in everything. You can even get lost by wanting to have success, which is never coming. And just to go on the street and perform on the street, I remained to who I am, and bit by bit by bit, I learned what I needed to learn to become, I think, a better man and a better musician.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you started with the legendary Dutch band Swinging Soul Machine, yes? And then you changed completely from soul and funk, you went to house and dance music, right, with C.B. Milton.
That's right.
So tell us about that,
So that was
progression.
It was a very nice experience to C.B. Milton, the dance part. You know, we had some very nice successes, and for a kid, I was like 22, 23 years old, and it gave me a passageway just to see different things. You know, I came from nothing, and I was earning great money. I did what I love, singing, not making music, but I was singing and performing, which was great. And after a while, I wanted to make real music, so that's why I started going on that.
Okay, and from C.B. Milton to Clarence Becker?
Yes,
that's what you meant.
That's
no?
what I meant. Yes, going the transition from C.B. Milton came Playing for Change came on the way. Street musician and Playing for Change came on the way. Playing for Change brought me all around the world with a group of fantastic musicians.
Actually participate in a lot of international festivals.
Yes.
And here as well, you're a must-have in jazz festivals. Do you think that jazz is going through a good moment?
I think that jazz is re-flourishing again. I think it's been a while that it's been gone, but I think everything comes in waves, you know. All the fashions comes and goes,
Yeah.
and I think the jazz is going up again. It's coming back again in fashion. I think the dance music, as we know it, is becoming less and less, and people are going back to real music.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Your latest album is called Old Soul. It was back in 2012, and I know that you are also working on something new at the moment.
Yes, we're very happy to say that to announce that in the early spring next year we're releasing our first Clarence Becker band album, and of course I have musicians from Spain, great musicians. I have Charlie Moreno on the bass. I have Carlos Lopez on the drums, Arecio Smith on the keyboards, and of course Mr. Rubio on the fantastic
Who is
guitar.
here with us today.
Yes.
What is this album going to be like?
It's going to be a trip of everything actually that I have become, of the human being that I've become in almost.
You won't tell anybody
You don't
your
tell
age. Okay.
So it's going to be like a trip of things that I've seen, my mental state, but it's going to be very happy and very energetic. Yeah.
Excellent. What are you guys doing for Christmas?
¿Qué vamos a hacer? Comemos, ¿eh? Comemos.
You're going to eat?
We're going to eat
Traditional
a lot.
Catalan food, maybe, or you're going back to Amsterdam?
Well, no, we're going here, Catalan food. We're going to do a lot of fish, a lot of good food.
Yes? What's your favorite for Christmas?
Well, I'm just gonna go for the salmon.
Salmon?
Yeah, I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat meat, so.
All right. Okay, well, salmon for Christmas, why not?
Why not?
And what are you going to sing for us today?
Well, I'm gonna sing a song that I wrote. It's about a man who's getting older, and he looks in the mirror and he actually doesn't like what he sees. And the song is called Changes.
Changes.
Yes.
Changes with Clarence Becker. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
Thank you, Rubio, as well. Yeah?
Thank you.
And some people wear their weight in gold. I'm thinking especially of those who these days will be in charge of the kitchens and the celebrations, the heart and soul of each family. And you're probably thinking of someone in your family to whom you could apply these idioms. Our teacher at International House Barcelona, Becca Bardaca, is about to tell us about them and many others. Check it out.
Hi guys! Today's topic is tradition, which is great because it's just in time for the holidays. Now, sometimes it's nice to break with tradition, which means to do something different. However, in my family, we say that Christmas only comes once a year. So that means that it's really important to remember that this is a special day and to celebrate it properly. Now, my mum is the heart and soul of Christmas in my family, which means that she's the driving force behind making the day special. And we say that she is worth her weight in gold. She's really, really important and valuable to us because of this. Now, our Christmas decorations in my house are quite old, which we say have seen better days. Me and my sisters made them when we were little, so they're years and years old. On Christmas Day, our house is a hive of activity, which means that there's loads and loads of stuff happening. You'll find my parents in the kitchen cooking, my cousins listening to music, me and my sisters opening presents. There's loads and loads of actions happening. In keeping with tradition, so following tradition, we always have a huge big meal on Christmas Day. We have turkey and potatoes and lovely, lovely, delicious food. However, next year, my sister has invited us to her house. And I think this is going to be a recipe for disaster. It's not going to go well because my sister is a terrible cook. But don't tell her I told you that, right? Anyway, guys, until next time, enjoy your holidays. Bye.
Some traditions are shocking. For instance, a lock that grabs little gifts. In a few moments, the star system of the Weekly Mag will talk and laugh about it.
Monday you're pink like a flower, delicate and sweet. Tuesday you're blue like an ocean, dark and cold and deep. I can keep up with these changes, I can keep up with these changes. Who do you think you are? 'Cause I don't know anymore. Where do you think he's gone? The man you were before, he don't live here no more. Wednesday you're white like an angel, wrapping holy light. Thursday you're red like the devil, looking for a fight. I can keep up with these changes, I can keep up with these changes. Who do you think you are? 'Cause I don't know anymore. Where do you think he's gone? The man you were before, he don't live here no more. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're fine. Your love comes right on time. Those rainy days, you're making me high. Next, explode like dynamite. I can keep up with these changes, I can keep up with these changes. Who do you think you are? 'Cause I don't know anymore. Where do you think he's gone? The man you were before. I can keep up with these changes, I can't keep up with these changes. Who do you think you are? 'Cause I don't know anymore. Where do you think he's gone? The man you were before, he don't live here no more. 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 He don't live here no more.
Apparently celebrations at Tim Guinness' place are an absolute chaos. And he decided to tell us all about it in this curious story full of phrasal verbs. Have a look.
Today we've been talking about traditions, and I thought I would share my Christmas tradition with you. So every year we go to my Auntie Michelle's house and we go to the front door and she invites us in. And if you invite somebody in, you tell them to come inside. After we do that, we have some food and we also give out presents. So we distribute the gifts usually just to the children. I'm sadly a bit too old for presents now. But of course, sometimes Christmas isn't always a happy occasion. Once in a while, people tend to blurt out or say something without meaning to. And if you blurt out something, it's usually something negative or a secret. And people can get a bit upset. Now, if you get too upset, well, then we use the phrasal verb to boil over. So imagine a pot cooking with some pasta in it. And if you don't watch it, sometimes the water boils over the pot and makes a big mess. And that's the same when you're talking about feelings. Sometimes emotions boil over, they can't be contained anymore. Well, if people are getting too angry and arguing too much, you can tell them to give over, which means to stop talking about it, it's enough. And hopefully you're able to iron out your differences or your problems. So if you think of the ironing and you think of a shirt, you need to iron it to get rid of the wrinkles so it's nice and smooth. We can do the same in our relationships and make sure that everything is smooth again. Now, what we normally do at Christmas is we like to talk about the past, and we say we take a trip down memory lane. So you start telling stories about what you used to do as children, and maybe some of these stories aren't so positive, but we also have a saying about that. There's no use crying over spilled milk. So once the milk is already on the floor, on the table, it's done. Don't worry about it anymore. Focus on the positives and not the negatives. And within all of this, with the eating and the drinking and maybe the fighting, I hope you live through your Christmas and live to a happy new year. And that's it from me. So Merry Christmas, and I'll see you.
Whether we like it or not, traditions are part of our identity as a community and as people. At the Weekly Mag, it's already a tradition to gather a few of us on the last show of the season to take a fun look back. So, who is with me today? Of course, we've got Mark Broderick as Mr. Elf. Believe it or not, it's him. Patricia Scalona.
Hi.
Welcome.
Get away from me, you.
We've got Matthew. Hi, Matthew. And Tony. Welcome back.
Hey, how are you?
Where have you been?
In Madrid.
Had a good time?
Full stop. Oh, yes, that was the problem.
Well, long time no see, but we are really happy to see you again.
Thank you,
we've
happy
missed
to.
you. Well, I know
Sorry, I can't concentrate. There's an
yeah,
elf.
I know it's hard to
There's an elf in the room.
There's
an elf on the set.
Something you should talk about, not something
I was
you shouldn't talk
actually
about.
telling Tony that I know you couldn't come,
Yes.
but you've still watched all the episodes of the
Of
Weekly
course.
Mag.
Each and every second of them.
We believe you.
I spent months doing it.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do.
Analyzing everything.
Yes, and you've also done a very thorough analysis
Exactly.
of the most interesting moments.
I don't know
of the
if you
show,
guys
yeah?
prepare for that.
You're
I'm not sure.
utterly incapable of thorough
Yeah?
analysis.
Yes.
Somebody told me that you've got this analysis and that
Yes.
you've got conclusions
Yes,
as well. So what's
yes.
the conclusion?
I have been checking all the programs, and first thing, I can tell you in 11 programs, you always laugh, always.
Well, can't you see why?
Well, I understand now.
Now you understand me, no? I mean, come on. Yes, I always laugh.
So besides
I'm
laughing,
sure. Well, always? No, sometimes.
no, we're gonna see that later, but a lot, Marcela.
Too much?
No, it's always good laughing. Please, watching to him, I think about that. So, but besides laughing,
Yes.
we learned a lot of things.
Yeah, this is the point.
So first thing I want to ask these guys, and this girl.
Woman.
Woman, sorry, woman.
Well, I think you meant it as a compliment.
Yes,
This girl.
I don't
no,
care.
woman. I'm gonna repeat. These two men and this woman.
Right.
Okay.
An elf.
Yeah. This man, this elf,
Okay,
and this woman.
can we get on to the...
This is going to take
Tony,
minutes.
just-
Yeah,
just-
this is going to last forever.
Cut to the chase.
So what's the most peculiar thing you learned during this, season of the show? First you, Elf.
What's the most peculiar?
Yeah.
I can't speak through this. The most peculiar thing that I learned.
Marcela is laughing.
Yeah, look at her.
It started.
Okay, please, okay. So what's Let's get serious.
The most
yeah?
we can never get serious. The most peculiar thing I learned is that I have the ability to appear on television dressed like a bloody elf. So I guess that the second season has helped me realize my ambitions. You know, this is it. This is it. Look.
Become a complete fool?
To complete the transformation into an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, that sounded very deep, like a very deep.
No, it wasn't very deep. It
thoughtful
was completely
thing.
shallow.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but Tony, what was the conclusion of your survey?
Well, I think they have a really good relationship.
We have fire.
Matthew and
Matthew and Mark.
Ah, okay, interesting.
I think they hate
Okay.
each other a little bit. But
what?
Somehow
I mean,
they have
what-
a good
in what-
relationship as well.
We don't hate each. I don't hate Matthew.
Like
No,
a love
I
and
don't
hate
hate Mark.
relationship.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Why would you say that? Surely
Are
you have
they
some
doing
evidence to
another
back that
face-off?
up.
I'm sensing it.
Okay.
But
Okay,
just because
anyway.
you're an elf now.
Anyway, Tony, you'll show us the results later, but we are here for the here and there, yes, to
Yes.
compare traditions. So
Yes.
who wants to start? Maybe Matthew?
with traditions. Christmas
Exactly.
traditions?
Yes.
Any traditions?
I mean, how do you live this thing called Christmas? Yes?
Well, here,
in England,
in England,
and
oh God.
Here as well.
Okay, the difference. Here, in fact, I love, I mean, I'm an atheist. I'm one of those people who think Jesus Christ not only was just a human being, but that he didn't actually exist at all, that he was invented by a series of scribes thousands of years ago.
No!
Oh my God!
But
What am I gonna- I can
having
never go
said
back to
that, I
Ireland.
love
That's
Christmas.
a hell of a spoiler.
I think it's I really like Christmas here. I really enjoy it.
What do you enjoy about Christmas here?
I love the cooking. I always cook for Christmas lunch. I usually
Really?
do turkey stuffed with fruit, but sometimes I do escudella candolla,
Wow.
which is a traditional Catalan dish, which, you know, enough to make even the most stoic vegetarian get a little nervous because it's full of, you know, it has a pig's ear stuck in the middle and everything. And so I enjoy all that. I enjoy giving the presents. I really enjoy, when the kids were younger, giving food to a little log that sits in your living room for 12 days, and then it defecates on Christmas Day, a whole load of presents, and then when it hasn't got any more presents to defecate, it defecates an onion. And that's the end
An
of
onion?
an onion.
That's
an
interesting.
onion. Yep, that's
First,
the
I love how you use the word
tradition.
defecate
You mean like this
instead
little
of
thing
shit.
over here, Matthew?
Yeah, what?
An onion?
I mean,
First
like
time
Oh,
I
you
heard
had the last
one
thing's
there,
the
okay.
onion. Where did you get the onion from?
But sorry,
Theo.
first
Yes.
time I heard that
Me
about the
too.
onion.
Yeah, me too. Is it like
I think you made that up.
an
No,
onion?
I learned that
The
on
thing
the
with the
planet
onion.
on the planet of Beak.
Well, like
Really?
On the planet of Big, you said?
No,
Exactly. It's more like the planet than the planet.
No,
Exactly.
La Plana, the plane
The planet-
of Beak.
The planet of Big, I
Okay,
like
so
it.
that's
But-
a tradition from Vic,
Yeah,
no?
and
So,
also what I really like
Christmas is
about it,
celebrated differently
which is
according
very
to
different from England, is that the day after Christmas, which here is called St. Stephen's Day, is also a celebration. Like you celebrate it, you have people around, you see the other half of your family, if you're into families and stuff. And, you know, so it's nice. It's,
Such a spreader of joy,
it continues. Okay, England. England, the night before Christmas, you eat something called a mince pie, which is not made of mince. It's a kind of fruit thing, like a kind of pastry cake.
and spices, no?
Yeah.
And then you're fed for a year, yeah. It's like super
Yeah, it's
heavy.
very filling. And then you have Christmas lunch, but Christmas lunch is, the tradition is that you see one half of your family one year and the other half of your family the next year for Christmas Day, which means that you haven't seen these people for 2 years, right?
That's very smart.
So the traditional thing
Actually, yeah.
I like
is
it. Me
that
too.
as there's always alcohol and everything, the traditional thing is to have a huge family argument on Christmas Day. And it got to the stage, I remember one Christmas where me and my cousins, we just disappeared because the adults were arguing so much. But the best one was when my uncle and aunt, who lived outside London, they got into such a horrible argument even before the Christmas lunch, and they were so furious and they were arguing so much that they couldn't even be bothered to telephone my mother to say that they weren't coming for Christmas lunch at our place. And my mum had prepared this huge Christmas lunch, and because they were fighting so much,
That's terrible,
these people never turned up. So that's also
Oh, Matthew, that's a very
an
sad
English
story, man.
tradition. And what makes it even worse is that Boxing Day, I mean, they call it Boxing Day, for God's sake, is the day after
Why
Christmas.
is it called Boxing Day, by the way?
Because
they
it's
fight?
it's the day.
Exactly.
No, No,
They fight somewhere.
the fight
I know,
is on
I know,
Christmas
but
Day.
it seems fine.
Boxing Day is traditionally when the poor people of England, and I'm thinking of London, I know the tradition in London, used to come around with boxes to take the leftovers from the Christmas meal of the wealthy people in London. So it's actually a horrible name.
Very Dickensian.
For very Dickensian, precisely. And on Boxing Day, I always remember Boxing Day, especially as a kid, as the most, it was worse than the most boring Sunday you can imagine, because it was like a sort of anti-climax, literally. You know, when, after I discovered sex and the meaning of the word post-coital.
That's the story we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
No.
Now you're talking, brother.
That deserves another chapter.
You weren't the
another
first man to discover it.
It was a kind of sort of post-coital sadness, you know, it's like it's all over now, you know, there's nothing left. And that was Boxing Day, you know, Jesus Christ.
Well,
I'm much
here
happier in
actually,
Catalonia with Christmas.
In Catalonia, what do people do normally on the day after Christmas?
Sleep.
Well, no, it's San Esteve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well done, Patricia.
Well,
so
thank you.
No, because nobody seems to know.
Do I get a star?
It's called San Esteve, and there's another lunch, more food. This time, people eat canelons.
Yeah.
Cannelloni,
with the
yeah.
leftovers from Christmas, no?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you belong to a family which is partly Andalusian, and then you get together with a Catalan guy, it's hell. Stop it! It's hell. Not really.
Okay,
Because you
Mark,
eat
what
on
about
the night before Christmas, and then on Christmas, and then on San Esteve, and
It's
then
non-stop.
you die.
Yeah,
it's
you get
non-stop, right?
That's right, because outside Catalonia, San
It's
Estevo, St. Stephen's Day, isn't
Christmas
a holiday,
Eve.
is
No.
it? No.
It's they celebrate Christmas Eve.
Okay, we will discover more peculiar traditions from different parts of the globe a little bit later. Now I'd like you to pay attention to which traditions here most impressed some of the expats we've been interviewing throughout the season. Check it out.
I think it's San Jordi in Catalonia because it's like the Catalan Valentine's Day. Somehow it brings everybody together, not just couples, but friends and families.
My favorite festivity in Barcelona is La Mercè. I think to have the whole city involved in arts and culture and music is such a great thing.
Local cuisine. I once went for a dinner with a friend and I ate something which I didn't know what it was. It was Butifarra Negra. And my friend told me afterwards what I ate. So it was quite surprising.
And something that surprised me a lot at Barcelona and Catalonia is the human towers. Honestly, like, they surprised me. I was like, they're gonna follow something, but as I saw, it was like a teamwork.
The human castles, I just find that, you know, I get shivers up my spine when I see that. I love it. I think it's absolutely incredible.
The Correfoc or the Diablos and all that stuff with the fireworks. When you see a 2-year-old with a rocket in the hand, and you just, as an English person, you just go.
The thing with at Christmas time with the stick, that's really weird. Sorry, you just beat children with a stick and then you get presents. That's odd. But you know, when in Rome, or Barcelona in this case.
Well, excellent. I love this tradition of the Tio. And there is another Catalan tradition. Actually, we are talking about a musical instrument that involves a stick. And we've got it right here.
Yes, give it to me.
As a present for Matthew. It's not for you.
Oh, God.
So, Matthew, can you play this instrument?
No, I've never played this in my life. No.
First,
Can you try?
First
What do
you
I
have
to do?
Well, it's typical for
I
Christmas.
can see Patricia's
Sorry, you
really
have-
enjoying this. What do I do with this?
important. First, you have
Not
to,
me.
You have to spit in your hand. I know this is not the first time. You can do it.
Oh, come on, Tony, be serious.
No,
Get
yes,
serious.
really.
After the year you discover sex, this is the
Yes.
most important thing that's ever going to happen to you.
It's
No.
real.
Well, yeah.
Because it works like that.
You know, you never heard of the
Okay,
onion.
Matthew,
I've
so
never
can you
played the
please do
frigging
honors?
Simbomba.
So who wants to play it if Matthew won't?
Well, how does it?
No.
No, you need to spit on
Just
your hand.
spit
It
on
needs
your
a
hand.
lubrication.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Just on
Otherwise,
one hand.
It doesn't work.
Just in one hand.
Patricia, can you show
I spit
Matthew?
on one hand and then I
Spit in one hand. And do your thing. You know how it goes?
No, I don't.
First spit in your hand and then do the thing.
Yes. Dear God. Okay.
Matthew, if you don't want to try,
Try.
I mean,
You don't need to
I-
spit on your. Just take some
you
water.
want- I feel
Take
more-
some water.
Yeah.
Then do it
Okay.
with
Matthew is
But-
just a
No,
musical
you need
instrument.
some
Come
water.
Really?
In your hand.
some
Yeah,
water,
you
yeah.
do.
On my hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not playing that afterwards.
Okay.
And now what do I do?
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for it.
Like you're a 13.
No, not that hard. You're gonna pull it off. You're gonna pull it off.
I hope.
Okay, that's enough.
That's
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
That's
right.
That's your, God,
here. Yeah.
that's your technique. I would say it's not very precise.
Okay.
I think he still has some
You
more.
always, you,
He's got some more discovering to do.
you always do it like that.
No, I've never played this thing in my life, you know.
Well,
I've never touched one in
you
my
did it
life.
very well, Matthew. Don't worry.
No,
Well,
I didn't,
think
no.
I think we should better continue and talking about
God,
the
what a
Christmas
thing.
traditions.
That was a Christmas tradition. And he
I mean,
completely botched
who
it.
in God's name would anyone?
Can I ask a question? Is this a Catalan
can't.
instrument?
I don't know.
Well, where
No,
does it come from?
It's Spain, from all over
I
Spain.
think it's
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's called simbomba and it's a traditional Catalan instrument.
As well, yeah.
Matthew, let's continue talking about Christmas.
Matthew doesn't want to talk about anything right now. He's like, what else do I have to do here?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
So we talked about feeding a log.
Yeah.
What other Catalan traditions for Christmas surprised you?
Oh well, the obvious one is that they have a little man who is he's also defecating on. No, let's explain this properly. There's in most families they do a nativity
If you want, I can do a
scene,
demonstration.
which actually is sometimes done in England as well, like a whole nativity scene. You can buy like little fountains and the grass for the mountains.
Well, you mentioned
and
nativity scenes.
Yeah.
Remind me, I want to tell you something about a nativity scene, something special that we prepared for this program. But yeah,
Okay.
let's continue.
But in the Catalan nativity scene, since the 16th century, they put a little man in a traditional Catalan hat, the baratina, who is visibly relieving himself from his bottom.
Are we talking about the Zambomba or are we talking about something else here?
No, we're talking
talking
about
about the-
defecation again, in fact. And he's having a crap actually, right next to, very close to where, you know, the King of Kings, the Son of God, is being born. And that's a Catalan tradition, and that really amazed me. And when the first time I saw that, I wrote letters, because this was in a period when letters were still being written, back to my family, explaining this tradition, and they literally thought, like you with my onion and everything, they thought I was making the whole thing up. They could not believe that in a nativity scene, you had a little man.
Yes, so that's quite irreverent.
Doing his business.
And by the way, we want you to pay homage to the team of the Weekly Mag, and we prepared a special nativity scene as well. And all the characters are characters of the team. And Tony, guess which is your role?
Jesus? Baby Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. Well,
What do you mean? I'm good.
we'll find out later.
The donkey,
Yes?
you're the
Okay.
donkey. The guy
And
looking
Shut
at
up,
the
Mark?
belt.
And Mark,
You shouldn't
what's
talk
your
too much.
role?
What's my role?
You're getting closer.
Well,
I'm probably
we'll
the guy
discover
taking
it.
a
We'll
shit
dis-
somewhere on
Well,
whatever.
we'll discover it. You're close. We'll discover it a bit later. What about Ireland, Mark?
Well, I've gone back a little bit there to Santa Steve and the Boxing Day and all that. In Ireland, we have St. Stephen's Day. And it's not that, it's actually the day we look forward to. It's actually the day you're like, brilliant, I'm finished the 25th. I've had my mass, I've had my turkey, I've had my fill of family, and everybody queues up outside the pub at 11 o'clock in the morning waiting for the doors to open. Because then we have horse racing, we can start gambling again, we can start drinking again. And above all, St. Stephen's Day is known for the day of the wren, the king of the birds. You know a wren?
No.
Bird? I think
You
I have
know
the translation
about
here.
birds now?
Reithuelo, a wren, the day of the wren. And what happens is,
in Catalan it's Cargolet.
look, he's like a full.
No, he's
Catalan
more
Catalan.
He's more Catalan than
Wikipedia.
me.
He's more Catalan than
Than
everybody.
everybody.
I know, yeah.
He's the Catalan.
He is exactly new movie, The Catalan. So the wren, they go out in the morning, they capture the wren, they put it inside a cage. It's quite a traumatic experience for this poor bird, and then they have a group of dancers called the mummers, and they go.
You don't know?
The
what?
Mormons.
I
the
can understand
Mormons,
you
I
without
don't know.
your face.
I know I can't say it
Doesn't
through this.
matter.
They're not the Mormons. They're definitely not Mormons. The Mormons,
Okay.
The
dancers.
murmurs.
Yes, the murmurs. That's it, the murmurs.
Okay, so what do these people do?
They go around from house to house and they do a dance outside with the wren, and they sing a song. The wren, the king of all birds,
I see.
etc.
Okay.
And you have to give them money.
Interesting.
Could you play it for me?
Play what?
This song.
Well,
I don't know it. I don't know the full because I never did it.
Okay.
I did Halloween, but I didn't do the Day of
Okay.
the Wren. And you have to give them like some money
Sad
or something
news.
like that. So that would be
okay,
our
cool.
more traditional side, apart from the horse racing, the gambling, and the football.
Okay, and St. Patrick's, of course.
And
no?
St. Patrick's Day, of course, where everybody dresses up in green. They color the rivers green. Everybody just gets drunk. It's fantastic. They celebrate a man who
It's
could have been
fantastic.
5 different people.
We
don't
should do
know.
a St.
We're not
Patrick's
quite
special,
Sure.
I think.
What?
One year we should do a St. Patrick's special.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Me
I can
too.
produce the whole. Hey, we can do it in
Hey,
Ireland.
we should, then we should have
On St. Patrick's Day.
alcohol
Okay.
on the table. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure what to say.
And
yes.
Anyway,
yes,
Matthew,
yes.
Matthew could play the Sambomba to celebrate.
Matthew,
St.
what about,
Patrick, St. Patrick.
I know you know how Christmas is celebrated in Holland, but before Holland, let's talk about England. What happens in England for Christmas?
England is more or less what I've explained. With they have a Christmas tree and everything, and it takes place on the 25th. In Holland, it takes place on the 5th of December.
Yes.
Is the Christmas celebration. Sinterklaas.
And they've got Peter.
In fact, the name Santa Claus comes from Dutch. And what happens is that Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, arrives from Madrid,
Yes.
traditionally from Madrid, with all his black servants. And he arrives in Holland, and one of
Just
the
like
black
you.
servants, this happens in every household, which is a white person done in blackface, hands out the presents to the kids on the 5th of December. And every year now, there's a huge controversy in Holland
course.
because there's a very important black Dutch population who, like black populations anywhere,
Yeah.
especially in the United States, they're very sensitive about this issue. Blackface is an incredible insult to black people. Yeah, especially when there are real black people there to
With
do
reason,
this.
they get
you know, and
insulted,
they,
yeah.
so
Understandable.
and this to make it even worse, the character who hands out the presents is called Zwarte Piet, Black Peter. So it's just a really weird thing that probably comes from the period when Holland was a province of Spain.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, I
technically,
think,
I'm insulting all redheads today because I'm not a natural redhead, but I'm dressed up as a redhead.
I think there's many.
There's no way anybody can
I'm not
think
sure
that
it's
you
the same
are
thing.
trying to pass for a natural redhead here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry. I think you're fine.
Anyway, I think it's the perfect moment to have a short break right now and come back in just 3 minutes' time. Stay tuned because we'll be back with some of the best moments of the season. You'll have a great laugh, I guarantee it.
If you think that Marcella controls everything, in a few minutes we'll show you that maybe that's not true all the time.
Vanessa. We are back and ready for the last stretch of the show. And before going into the details of Tony's analysis, we have asked Patricia Scalona to recommend 2 good books to be given as gifts this Christmas. So Patricia, what have you brought to us today?
I brought 2 books to be given at Christmas, but also I think it's a very good way of getting away from your family.
That's even better.
Should you need it, which happens to me often, and reading is a perfect excuse to stay home and do it. So I chose 2 books that I actually read through Christmas, 2 different years.
Okay.
So this was one, and this is Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett writing a book together. It cannot be any more hilarious than it is. So they wrote about this boy who is supposedly the Antichrist, although the little boy doesn't know it, and these 2, an angel and a demon, who know that the apocalypse is nigh, and they need to save the world because they realize that if it actually happens, you know, the way of life is going to be wiped out from the face of the earth. So they get together as allies to save the boy and to avoid the apocalypse, and it's hilarious. I cannot even reproduce any of the things that they say.
It's
but
an
you need
amazing,
to,
amazing
It's an amazing book. You've read it, and we were talking about that there's a TV series coming as well, which is going to be on air.
Amazon, right? Amazon Prime?
I think so, yeah. In January.
Yeah, with David Tennant and I don't know the other
we
actor.
can't remember the name.
No one remember the name of the other actor, which I think is a bad thing for the other actor.
For the other actor, yeah. He used to be a vampire in some other film, I can remember. Anyway, so,
Sounds good.
yeah. It's a really, really, really good book, so, and really fun to read. And the other one is one of my, two of my favorite women in history. Are
one of the smallest you found.
Yeah, there's a lot of notes also. Look, all of this is notes. So, but no, it reads. This is the story of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley, mother and daughter. Mary Shelley is very well known because she wrote Frankenstein, and we've got an homage there, which is really handy. And her mother was also a very good writer, or also the mother of feminism, because she wrote this book called The Vindication of the Rights of Women. And at the time it was amazing, and it was something that had never been done before.
Yes.
So this is their lives, both of them. They are woven together. It goes back and forth all the time on both of them, and it reads like an adventure novel. So it's really, really recommendable.
Great, thank you so much, Patricia. And please stay with us, don't go away, because now I like to point out something that has come up throughout the second season in the Here and There section. And beyond the fact that Mark's surveys were more or less credible, beyond Matthew being more or less inspired in his cultural comparisons, the most important thing is that in Here and There, a warm friendship has grown between the two protagonists, isn't it, Tony? I think you've
Yes,
got,
I have
you
been
want to
checking all
comment on that.
programs, and I can say, yeah, there's something going on.
There's something going on.
Yes. But I have to say
Don't tell
something
anybody.
besides the Sambomba.
Please, can we just leave out the Zimbabwe?
That one of the most frequent comments that you had to endure was comments about your age. So
Yes,
I want to ask you about your health. Is good? Good news from the doctor?
Well, the doctors, I've been to the doctor recently, and she told me, seriously, she told me that I would probably make it to my next birthday, which is
That's good. That's good news. Excellent news.
Well, not really, because it's in 4 weeks' time.
Oh.
So, you know.
Well, it's good news anyway.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's have a brief look at this presentation about the relationship of the most important relationship in this show. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Are you talking about me, you, and Matthew?
Common sense Englishman and the crazy Irishman, you know?
And I want to know, what was the first movie you saw, Matthew? Back in the 60s and the 50s.
Victoria Station in London.
Victorian England? No.
No, Victoria Station, Mark. Unhappiness is horrible. You know, it's like when your partner leaves you, or someone you love dies, you know, or you don't get published for 20 years or something, you know.
So you talk about your life here? Or
well, at certain moments.
Sorry, yeah?
just certain moments, Mark, you know, not the whole thing.
Matthew, you make me want to be a better man.
Does that help? Don't do the romantic thing, please.
I have a secret love for you.
Go on. Oh, you know, I like that, Mark, but it wasn't exactly what I had in mind. What makes people happy? Basically, is sex and drugs.
What's wrong with you guys?
What is boogie boogie piano?
Boogie woogie?
Boogie boogie or boogie boogie?
No, Jesus Christ. Boogie woogie.
I don't know what that is.
I can hardly understand it. No. I was more obsessive than compulsive. That's so sad.
It is. It's almost as sad as you going back to bed at 10 o'clock in the morning.
No, that really is sad.
So
Fuck.
The voice is in my head.
I used to believe in UFOs because I'd seen one.
I came prepared with all these superstitions, but I might as well just throw them all out the window. You've seen a UFO.
Oh my God.
When I'm in your dreams, Matthew, what do we talk?
English.
Nice to know I'm in your dreams. And you?
Very nice in perspective. Very nice. Congratulations, yeah, for
For
this
the budding
wonderful-
relationship
for this
between me and
wonderful
Matthew.
relationship.
I have to pull down my so you can see my mouth a
Your
little
real
bit better.
face.
No, it has
Okay.
been fun working with Matthew on this section. I must admit, it's been an experience and a half.
Oh, for me
I would
too.
go over and give you a hug right now, but you
No,
know,
don't do it.
Yeah, no.
Maybe
I don't want to make him
later.
feel uncomfortable after the Zambamba episode.
Okay, well, Tony, what else have you
Jesus
discovered?
Christ, I've got to the stage where I'm about to walk off the set. You know?
Just
Punch
a
somebody
second.
in the face.
Tony, what else have you discovered in your analysis?
Well, it's time to give the boy my dearest Mark.
The boy, no? The
Yeah.
blessing of the
my
Godfather.
boy, our low-cost elf.
Only $7.99 an hour. I do birthday parties and hen parties.
Okay.
I don't have much to remove.
Okay,
So I was analyzing, you know.
Get away from
Sorry.
me.
I have, listen, pay attention.
Sorry.
I have the statistics of your work here
my work.
in the
You
program.
call it work? Okay.
So 8% of your jokes are about clothes.
Sorry, what?
8%.
Not bad.
Clothes.
Yeah. That's okay. I can deal with that.
10% of your jokes are about poo and pee.
That
Double P?
comes with the hazard of living in Catalonia.
You could be a Catalan.
They've
Catalan.
been, you know,
Good.
brainwashing me for years.
12% of your jokes are about food, including alcohol.
Okay, that's fair.
15% of your jokes are apparently about sex.
Apparently,
Yes.
but not quite. They're touching the boundaries.
25% of your jokes are definitely about sex. And now I want to ask you about the rest. The 30% that,
The other 30%.
yeah, what do you think about it?
Bad language, swearing,
No.
the religion, sports. I don't know.
Patricia, you want to try?
What he jokes about?
Yeah, the other 30%.
Myself. Matthew.
Family? I don't know.
Matthew?
Yeah, he
I
did
don't
make a lot of jokes about my family.
England?
No, my friend, it's sex. It's sex
Again! So in total,
It's sex again.
50%
So
of
it's
my
like
reports are about sex. no?
70% of sex, and the rest about other things.
I'm in the wrong
That's
business.
fantastic.
Then.
I've
I'm in
got-
the wrong business.
You're a horny elf.
No.
the horny,
And
the
that's
horny
what
low
I've got
cost,
sitting by my side.
the horny low cost elf.
Well, I think Patricia has made very clearly her point, but it's time for some evidence. So let's check it out.
Here we are in Cornellà del Llobregat. Welcome to Hostel Ric. Welcome to Mataró. Welcome to Banyoles. We couldn't think of a better place to come than Lloret de Mar. Here in Bellaterra. Here we are in San Sadurní de Noia. Welcome to Igualada. Here we are in Guissona, as you can see. Have you ever had a sexual experience inside a cinema? Have you had sex in the last 7 days? You look like a giant penis. Does that make you happy?
I have a penis over there if you want to see mine.
Fuck in the beach.
Yeah.
Visit Danny. He's looking for a trio.
Guy that always has to touch himself the whole day.
Yes, did I have sex?
Was it good?
Yeah, oh, yes, of course.
The Senegalese one is is awesome.
It's like,
Have you ever dated two girls at the same time?
why is that an offer? Is that an offer or what's going on?
No.
I found a wallet and I wanted to return it, but I didn't. I'm sorry.
Have you ever lied to your friend?
No.
Are you lying now?
No.
Can you tell me any swear words? Bitch. Imbecile.
Oh, damn, like,
Oh shit.
yeah, basically that. Himar.
Hey Mark. Sounds like hey Mark. What does it mean?
Burro.
Donkey. Hey Mark. Okay, good. Here's Johnny.
Like, wake up in the night thinking my dad was gonna kill me.
Do you smoke marijuana?
Wow. I don't know what to say.
We love drinking.
I'm so happy right now. Easy, Danny. Easy. One last question. If I cut off all of your beard, will you lose your strength?
No, but my woman will kill you.
E.T. phone home. Miss home. Miss Ireland.
Mark, I don't know what to say about this.
I met some really interesting characters along the way this season.
Yeah,
it was
you have
awesome.
indeed.
And I didn't even have to tell them what to say. Just people on the street have such a spontaneous way of just talking about sex all the time, Tony.
Yes.
It's not my
It's
obsession.
not your obsession.
It's not my obsession. If not, I
Okay.
wouldn't be dressed like an elf.
Okay.
No, it's not because he directs them or anything.
No,
in the
no, no,
conversation.
not at all.
No,
I
no,
say
never
nothing.
happens. No.
I ask the questions, I plant the seed, and they make it grow.
Will you stop it already with the sex allusions? We can't see it now?
the horny elf.
Okay, so Tony, you've got more research.
Oh, yes.
Really?
I have something for you
That's
too.
great. For me?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Because I have been watching the broadcast programs, but also the ones that are not broadcast. So, and I have some things for
Really?
you to say. Yes.
We're supposed to do that?
Sorry.
Yes, I have all the information. All the information.
Oh my God. I don't know if I want to watch it.
Oh yes, you have to. Because
I have to.
we just discovered that you have laughing attacks like the one you had like
I mean, can you blame
15
me? I mean,
minutes.
look at him.
Oh no, the low-cost elf, you know, has a price to pay.
The Ryanair elf.
But
Well,
I,
anyway.
I have my numbers, and it's like an average for 4 per program, laughing attacks, and a total of 44.
Uh-huh.
You would say that
Are
it's
you
true,
sure
or
about
I'm
that?
making it up
I
like the
think
onion with Matthew.
I think-
Jesus Christ, I didn't make up the frigging onion,
I don't
Tony.
know,
It
Tony.
exists
On Planet
I
Pig.
think
on the planet of
you
the
are
beak. Yeah.
exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, I'm lying. But it would be a good number. And we should have something. We should see something about this.
Oh my God.
You want
Wow.
to see it?
I'm not sure.
You want to see it, Elf?
I always want to see everything.
Patricia?
Like the emoji.
Yeah.
Matthew? Yeah?
But also, Marcella has to introduce the video, so
No, I don't
It's up
know
to
what's
you.
in it. So.
No, no. I'm gonna introduce it.
yes.
Kick
Okay.
it! Kick it!
Okay, repeat. Edit. Yes. Okay. Sí. Okay. Come.
We recording this? Brilliant. Bloopers, season 2. Marcella loses her shit, loses her pants.
Mark, please shut up. Okay, no, ya está, ¿eh?
Ya está.
Bueno, ya está. Hello and welcome to the Weekly Mag. Well, Tony, thank you very much for that.
I
I'll
know.
never forget it.
My pleasure.
Well, and to thank you for all that and also for the good energy we have in this team, we prepared a special nativity scene for you.
Oh.
Okay, and guess who are the characters? So let's find out who is who. Who wants to start? Matthew? You want to see who you are?
Who I am? What do I have to do? Pluck myself out
Find
of
yourself,
the nativity scene?
maybe?
Yes?
Yes?
Find myself.
Please.
Oh God! If I could only do that.
Something there.
You know.
That was a
Do
very
I-
deep philosophical thing.
Do I
yeah.
point to
No,
it?
don't
Pick
take
it.
it.
up?
Yes, who are you?
I'm here in the middle.
Yeah, but who are you?
Yeah. Fuck
Are you
knows.
Joseph?
I
Are you Joseph?
Fuck that, no.
Saint
Oh,
Joseph,
I'm
maybe?
Joseph.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
that's good.
Joseph.
Excellent.
And in fact, in the only nativity play I ever did at primary school, I played Joseph.
Me too.
You see?
Yeah, that was my only
Because I
role.
was super tall when I was a child, and they always made me play Joseph.
What about you, Tony? Where are you?
No, I don't know. The donkey.
Yeah, that's what you should have been. Oh, there. Watch out for that.
Yeah?
You're tied to
Be
the
careful.
thing. Easy up there. Giddy up.
Oh, I'm the angel. Good one.
That's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and Patricia, Patricia, let's see.
The Antichrist angel.
The Antichrist
hidden?
angel. Ha! I'm a queen. Yes, queen.
Of course, always.
You're a what?
A queen.
Where does the queen fit in the nativity?
There.
Yeah, I know, but what role does the queen? Are you like one of the? Is it like the 2 kings and the queen? Is
The
that
three
the new?
magi. Do you know
Well,
the story?
Okay, never mind.
actually, this is a
God.
feminist, zebra.
It's a feminist for
It's a
zebra.
feminist
So the three
nativity
queens that
scene,
come.
and instead of 3 kings, we've got 3 queens.
Three queens.
No, stop it right there. I know where you're going. Stop
Please,
it. Right, no,
please.
nope.
Okay.
And now you, low-cost elf.
Where are you?
I don't even need to look, and I already have a hunch as to where I might be
Okay.
placed in all this.
Let us know.
I'm going to go down on my knees.
Okay.
Where
Where you should be always.
That's good. You're used to it.
Yeah, of course. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm the boy or the man taking a shit on the nativity.
Well, that's
And
one
look
of the
at
most
these 3
famous
girls.
characters.
Well done. It's like a feminist nativity
Exactly.
play.
That's what she said.
Oh, yeah, awesome. I think that's awesome.
He just
Goes
said
on with the
that.
book and everything. I'm a
Well,
late
Mark, and because we've got here the Theo, which is one of the, well, most peculiar Catalan traditions,
Yes.
why don't you tell us, because I know you've done some research about peculiar traditions in the world.
I'll give you 3 of them very, very quickly. 3 of the most unusual ones that I found.
Okay.
Who wouldn't love, excuse me, I'm going to pull this down. Who wouldn't love to dance with a dead body? It's been right up there on my list of to-do. So if you're in Madagascar, they have this weird tradition where they get the dead body, a fresh dead body, they wrap it in cloth, and they dance with it. I promise you, in a month's time, Matthew, when your ticket has been punched, I will dance with you. Second,
Sounds like
ticket has been punched.
you
like a
said
threat.
4
I didn't know
weeks.
that one.
You said 4 weeks.
That
I
wasn't
don't know.
funny. That wasn't funny.
So
I
that's
don't
it.
know.
It's your to-do list, really?
Well,
It's
yeah,
on my
back
to-do
to
list.
You want to dance with a dead body?
Dance with the dead body.
Okay.
The second one was, which I thought was brilliant, the kidnapping of your future bride.
Oh, good.
That would be awesome. I know exactly who I would kidnap, Patricia.
Get away from me now.
So in Kyrgyzstan, Moldova,
Kyrgyzstan.
and Chechnya, people run around and they kidnap their future brides, and that is their way of, getting,
To know each other?
discovering things. Yes, to get to know each other.
Yeah.
It later comes under category of
But she knows she's the bride.
As soon as you are
How come such a
allegedly,
surprise?
the abduction is like a kind of a theater thing, I imagine.
Ah,
You know,
okay.
little
It's not a real one,
Juanita
you
or
mean.
little Nina over in the valleys. I'm going to go over and take her away from her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds horrendous. But the last one I love. Tony, would you like me to spit in your face?
Well,
Well, would you
can
like
I
to
take,
spit
can
in
I
his
take a
face?
rain check?
Just like Matthew was spitting on the sambamba.
Yeah, okay, fine. You're the elf. I'm
Yes.
the one that played the cymbal.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Maasai tribe in Africa, they greet people by spitting in their face, which I thought, I'm not going
Yeah,
to
that's
do it,
very
okay?
charming.
Very unlike.
It's very charming, yes.
So those are the 3 most unusual ones.
Okay, I think you went to go. You went for the most, I don't
most
know,
absurd
fascinating, the most
things that I could find.
fascinating traditions ever.
Or disgusting, too. I mean,
Well,
as a concept.
how more
yeah.
disgusting
Okay.
is it than a boy shitting on a nativity or
Yeah,
beating
I'm
a
impressed.
blog?
But anyway, what have you got for us there? You brought some stuff. There's some stuff under this blanket.
Oh, I didn't bring anything.
So can you?
This is a cross-cultural
Oh,
marriage.
sorry, it was the Theo.
I'm an elf. I only deal with Santa Claus this time of year. But
Right,
we
but
we
anyway,
decided
somebody
to go
told me.
crossing.
Somebody told me that the Theo
Yes.
brought us some presents,
Yes. Oh.
surprises,
Exciting.
because you've all been so good this year.
Apart from Tony,
Okay,
who's now
and I'd like to
on the-
invite.
I hope it's not a dead body.
You're on the
and
naughty list.
I
he
would like
dances
to
with-
invite the elf.
Okay.
I mean,
Do
Mark.
no, hold on a
to
minute. Do I
have
have
a
That's
look
the moment you
under
have
the
to sing that.
blanket?
Sorry, do I-
Yes.
I'll
Have a
s-
look under the blanket and show us.
Do I have to
Under the
beat it? Do
blanket.
I have to beat it? The elf beating the
Well, we
Theo?
don't have a stick, so you can just proceed with
No, we have no
with
stick.
the
It's
blanket.
okay. It's okay.
We have an aula.
Do I have to sing a song or anything like that? No, I'm joking. Okay,
No,
let's
it's
see.
fine. It's
So-
fine.
Kill
have to
the
look
elf.
and see
Kill
what's
the elf.
Kill the low-cost elf. Okay, let's see.
Oh, lots of things.
What do we
no?
have here? All right, we seem to have. Ooh, it says. Oh, I know what you did last Christmas, Matthew. You can wear it next Christmas.
Very nice, no?
But Patricia, I think that really, I think that might.
Not a chance.
Do you? I don't know. I don't know. It's made me
no,
that-
not even try
it's
it.
Christmas
Yeah,
cheer.
but let's show it.
Christmas
Let's
cheer.
see. Oh, that's sweet.
It's so you, Patricia.
It is
Yeah,
so you.
completely,
It's dark,
yes.
it's dark and it's a reindeer.
And with a red nose? Is that what you mean?
I think this is your crown for the queen of the program.
Oh, thank you so
There
much.
you go.
Do I have to put
What
it
else do we
on?
have in here? Of course, Tony, of course.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
That's what I have?
Literally, Tony, you've been so bad this year that you get a piece of coal. There you go, I'm sorry. You were on the note. I
Thank
don't
you,
even know is
people.
that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is that
And
sugar?
fin-
but you've
finally-
got something else, not for him as well? Later?
I do, yeah. Here, look, Tony, because we know that you have problems writing. You're not very good at it. So here you go. I cannot move right now because
Okay.
I've been turned back to
Two?
the chair.
Maybe one for Matthew as well?
You want one, Matthew?
No, Matthew's okay. He's going through a writer's block at the minute. It's fine.
To
He's
give you
using
an
iPad.
honest answer, Tony.
Yeah, I know, but just bear with me.
And finally, we have to complete the cross. Oh no, hold on. We're missing something for Patricia. Sorry, Patricia.
Oh, God.
Please,
Oh, God.
please, you will make me the happiest elf at Christmas.
Yeah, right, no.
The happiest low-cost elf in Christmas.
Happiest local, only $7.99 an hour. Okay, and then we have
Okay,
finally.
and the moment has come. What are these?
Oh, you put it
The
on.
moments
Very
for...
nice. This is a cracker.
You get that and I get this. Not good.
Do you know what a cracker is?
Sorry.
yeah.
Crackers,
Good.
okay.
So I don't need to
Sorry.
explain it. So I
Well,
don't need to
maybe a
explain
brief
it.
explanation.
Basically, on Christmas Day, they just appear on the table. We don't exactly know where they come from or what happens. Did this ever happen to you? You arrive at the Christmas table and suddenly there's this thing planted beside it.
No, every year.
Every year
we
you have
had-
it.
we
And
had
there was
Christmas-
an onion
Christmas
inside.
crackers. No, there was no onion, Tony.
Garlic,
And
perhaps?
if I may say so, compared to the traditions he's just described, my onion is
You know, it is
perfectly
amazing.
credible. It's a very credible onion.
That makes
So
sense.
the cracker
okay.
just appears on the table beside you, and the idea is that it's basically like a big fortune cookie for Christmas time.
Looks good.
You pull on it, it explodes, and something happens.
Okay,
It
let's see what happens.
explodes? This one I've never
So
had
yeah,
this
yeah. Do you want to
before.
give it a go?
So you open
we
mine.
actually
No,
do
well,
this?
okay, Patricia can go first.
No, but you've got to grab hard,
Yeah,
like
thumb-
that. Grab
thumb
hard
grip.
down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, pull. Oh, there you go. There you go.
It does explode.
It does explode.
And
Have
you
you
get-
never seen the episode of Mr. Bean where he puts like 50 of these inside the cracker and the whole house explodes?
No.
It's brilliant. Here, have one for.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
And
this is
you
for
get
Matthew.
a
Oh my
bad
God, you get a
present
joke
and
as
a
well.
lousy
You get a,
joke.
I told you
yeah.
like a fortune cookie, but a funny fortune
What
cookie.
goes ho ho whoosh? Ho ho whoosh.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
What
please
goes-
do
Good
tell
advice.
us.
Go on.
Ho ho
Always
whoosh.
good advice.
Ho ho whoosh.
What?
Santa going through a revolving door.
Yeah.
It's a really bad joke, but I love it.
I remember that from Christmas as well. The really bad jokes in the Christmas
I
crackers.
love it.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
Wait
Okay.
until I tell Santa.
Mark?
Yes.
And your cracker?
Yes, I have a cracker as well. Yes, I
Of
do.
course.
And I
You
also
can't have
under,
an elf
under here I
without
have
a
a load of
cracker.
coal for myself.
Okay.
Oh, and you get
so
a
let's
crown as
proceed
well.
to
Yeah, I
opening
think
the
I remember.
crackers.
Okay.
Yeah,
no?
okay. Tony,
Mark?
there you go.
Are we
Okay.
allowed?
Ready?
Sure, grab it. Go on, Marcella. You got it. It's all yours.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There you go. There's
Let's
your...
see.
There you go. See, now finally you're putting on
Oh,
something.
God. There's your
My
bad
head.
joke.
What is this?
What?
Like a little game?
This is a little game, yeah.
Like a puzzle.
Usually it's like,
Like a
hat,
puzzle, no?
Yeah.
a
Me
here.
joke,
I got
and,
like-
something
okay.
silly, like
okay.
a pongo,
1, 2,
they
3.
call it in Spanish. Easy there, Tony.
You could have come,
Okay,
Tony, for your
but,
beard.
Oh!
Okay.
For your beard, come on.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I need it.
Uh-huh.
Well, do you want to hear mine? Sure. What do you call a broke Santa?
A broke Santa.
Wait. A broke Santa.
What do you call a broke Santa?
Santa dead.
Well, let's see if I pronounce this properly. It's a Saint Nicholas.
A broke Santa.
Okay, thank you.
Nicholas.
God, honestly.
I'm putting back on my beard.
Jesus.
We should go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Possibly
didn't
the
make
worst
them.
one. The worst one. What athlete is warmest in winter? A long jumper.
Terrible. And I don't even have a new one. I have the one that Patricia has already. What says, oh, Santa walking backwards? That's it.
You don't know how to tell a joke, do you? You're not supposed to give the punchline with the...
Okay, so what says, oh?
Exactly, there you go.
Low cost elf?
Jesus Christ.
Santa Claus on, I don't know. What? I didn't even hear you.
Santa walking backwards.
Ah!
Instead of ho, 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 yeah.
I love them. I'm sorry. I love really bad jokes.
Anyway, we've got here an extra cracker.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to crack the last
No, I
cracker?
had one. No, but I helped you open yours.
Crack it with the elf.
So,
Crack
okay,
it with
so
the elf,
let's-
okay.
Yes.
Hold on a second. Okay, this one I'm going for. Ready, Marcella? 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry.
There.
It's you again.
Okay, I'm
It's you
sorry.
again.
I don't know what this is.
It's
Oh,
a hat.
it's a crown, of course.
And there was a reindeer. You
And a reindeer.
Thank you.
Very
There you go.
nice.
Priceless.
And a message, or not?
No message for you.
No joke. Message in a cracker.
In a bottle, let's see.
Long one.
Last one.
What song do you sing at a snowman's birthday party?
Run to the hills.
To you, happy snowman. I don't know.
Okay,
It's getting
are you
hot
ready?
in here.
Freeze a jolly good fellow. Freeze a jolly good fellow.
Okay.
He's a jolly good fellow.
Oh, God.
Okay, God.
That was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Thank you.
not even
I guess, you know,
Tony, with those
sometimes,
pens, you have
Marcella,
a new
could we just
objective in your life.
bring
You're
the
going to write the
program to
jokes.
an end
I
on
think-
that note?
you know,
gonna
I
take
think
all the
that
jokes.
sometimes these crackers need a better scriptwriter.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we're about to end. But before we do that, I would like to ask you, I don't know, tell me about your resolutions for the new year.
Tony, your resolution for the new year?
Drink more.
Or what you wish.
Dream more.
Drink.
What you
Drink
wish.
more.
No, dream, not drink. Drink more.
Drink more.
Yeah. More
What do you
quality
wish for
possible.
Christmas? What do you wish for Christmas?
What do I wish for Christmas?
Is you.
Dear God. But ask them first.
Okay, very quickly,
Yeah.
Mark, what do you wish for
What do I
Christmas?
wish? I wish that I can get funnier, if that's possible.
Okay.
That's a very,
Patricia.
that's a very difficult one.
I
I
don't
wish
know, I
for
don't
the things that I'm doing and preparing for next year turn out well, because it's going to be hard. But yeah.
Okay, good luck with that.
Thanks.
That's given me my cue, in fact, yeah.
Have a lot of money in the bank.
Yes.
That they call me that they can hold more money from me.
Maybe you can win the lottery.
There's a lot
Who
of money
knows?
here. Please come and get.
And Matthew?
Yeah, no, when Patricia said that about about her work with publishing and stuff, I thought the 2 English language novels that I have in the pipeline and that are supposedly being read by 3 different publishing companies at the moment, I hope they just get published next year. That's what I would really like. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for coming, Matthew, Tony, Patricia, and
you.
Mark.
An elf.
And and Merry Christmas.
Merry
And Happy
Christmas
New
to
Year.
you.
Merry
too.
Christmas.
So this is how our second season ends. Remember that you can find all season material on social networks at The Weekly Mag, and I'd like to thank all these people and those who are not on camera for their great work. And of course, I also want to thank you for all your support. We are getting audience ratings that we didn't expect when we started this show. We are so happy you like us, and this support gives us the strength to continue. We'll be back next year, and until then, remember, keep your English up and running.